Okay. Hey everybody, this is Carlo from Carlo Lorge Custom Leathercraft. We're here in our cutting slash gluing slash finishing room. So what I have right here, right in front of me, if you take a look down here, is a whole side of leather, and these are our templates. Very high tech, but yeah, just poster board, cut to the shape that they're needed. And then what I do is I trace them out with some red pin. I use red because, well, if you use black and then you're gonna dye it tan, it's, the black will show up sometimes. So you don't want that. So if you use the red and you dye it tan, and then the tan will hide the red if you make any kind of mistakes. But this is what we do. We put the templates down, we trace them out, you remove the templates. And I do that, you know, before when I first started doing all this leather work, I would do one piece at a time, cut it out, work on it. But now that I get multiple orders and a lot of orders, I try to do a whole side at a time, and that way I can reduce how much waste I have. So I don't have like too big of places that are wasted. A little something about the leather, whenever I have some kind of, I'm not sure if you can see that, but whenever I have some kind of scratches or something that weren't natural, I avoid those places. But the natural scars, not sure if you can see this, you know, the natural scars that happen to the cow during its life, I leave in there, and it becomes part of the character of each piece. So each piece is different. With this, you know, if these pieces are black, you won't be able to see it, but on the tan, you'll be able to see it, and a little bit on the brown. Whenever I cut these pieces out, I always get a brand new blade. It is not worth it to use a dull blade when you're cutting this, because it gets really, really hard to cut through. And then you have to be very careful when you're cutting, because you have different, what's the word? In some places the fibers are really close together, and in other places the fibers are not so tight. So if you're going fast through a place, or if you're trying to push really hard through a place where the fibers are really tight and it's hard to get your blade through, if you hit a spot where the fibers aren't that tight, your hand's gonna slip, then you're gonna cut into what you're making, and that piece of leather is now useless. You either have to throw it away or make something smaller out of it. Now what I'm doing here, this is the first cut, and it doesn't go, the first cut doesn't go all the way through. I'm pretty much just cutting the top grain. And then on the second cut, it'll go through the bottom grain and all the way through. And yes, when I do this, I'm making marks on the plastic table that is underneath, but it was a cheap table and I really don't care. I wouldn't do this on a wood table or something that I wanted to preserve. All right. Got a couple of contact pieces. So with my bad back problems, I cut the pieces loose from the hole. Then I take it to a place where I could sit down, and then I would cut the rest of this out. And that's the beginning. This is where we start. We start with your design, and For some of you, I have to send you a template. You make the template fit your bike, you send it to me, I put it on the leather, we cut it out, we put your art on it, we dye it, we finish it, If it's going to have suede backing or anything, we glue it all together, then we sew it all together. So that's how we do it here at Forge Glory. Remember that we are all about your design, our shop, and the leather coming together makes some awesome products. Have a good day.